So you started your LLC and you think you're done with the legal steps to protect you and your business. Well, it doesn't stop there. My name's Sebastian. I'm a licensed attorney that has guided dozens of entrepreneurs. And in this video, we are going to discuss what to do after you start your LLC in order to make sure that you and your business are actually legally protected. Okay, so the first thing you need to do after starting your LLC is obtain what's called an operating agreement. Let's discuss what an operating agreement is, what they typically include, and why you actually need one in the first place. An operating agreement is a legal document that is used by limited liability companies in order to outline the business's key financial and functional decisions. This includes things like rules, regulations, and key provisions. Typically, an operating agreement covers these things: percentage of members' ownership, voting rights and responsibilities, the powers and duties of members and managers, the distribution of profits and losses, which is why you're in business in the first place, holding meetings, as well as buyout and buy-sell rules in the event that you're either going to sell your LLC or sell portions of membership interests. Now, while the requirement of an operating agreement generally depends on the state laws in which your LLC was formed in, it is unwise to operate without an operating agreement, even though most states do not require it. Okay, now here's why you actually need an operating agreement. An operating agreement can protect your limited liability company status. Without this document, your LLC can closely resemble a sole proprietorship or a partnership, which do not carry the liability protections. Again, the issue here is that this can jeopardize your personal liability protection, which is why you started an LLC in the first place. An operating agreement is also important to clarify verbal agreements. Now, while we all hope that it won't happen, sometimes misunderstandings and issues can occur in the business. The operating agreement lays out how these misunderstandings and issues are going to be handled internally. Another reason why you need an operating agreement is to protect your agreement in the eyes of the state. Your state's default rules will govern your LLC absent an operating agreement. Because the state default rules are so general, it is not advisable to rely on a state governing body to manage your agreement. Okay, so now you know you need to get an operating agreement, but what's next? The second thing you need to do after you form your LLC is get your EIN number with the IRS. We do have a lot of clients that come to us saying that they have an EIN, but not an LLC. If this is you, don't fret because it's a very common mistake. Avoid this mistake by making sure that you set up your LLC before getting your EIN number. Because if you get your EIN without an LLC and then you start your LLC, you're going to have to go through the process of getting a new EIN all over again. Okay, so what is an EIN and why even get one? The Employer Identification Number, also known as the Federal Employer Identification Number, is a unique 9-digit number assigned to your business by the IRS. This is for the purpose of identification, and one way to look at this is like it being the social security number for your business. The benefits of obtaining an EIN for starters is being able to operate within the United States. This is something that you must obtain before you even get started. You need an EIN to do the following things: hire and pay employees, open business bank accounts and obtain business lines of credit, as well as investing surplus cash, maintain your corporate shields, file business taxes, as well as registering for state taxes. Now for some good news. You can get an EIN number totally for free by applying online with the IRS. If you have a social security number or an ITIN number, you can get your EIN immediately upon submitting your application. The third thing you will want to do after forming your LLC in order to make sure your business is actually protected is get what are known as business contracts. Having a written agreement between parties means that everybody knows exactly what they are supposed to do, and it makes it easier to handle any disputes in the unfortunate event that they do arise. Business contracts provide the necessary protection that you are going to need in any operation. This is not business specific. Not only do they minimize risk, but they protect you and your company in the event that a dispute would arise. They also help you understand your rights and your obligations under any business relationship, whether it be with your employees or with your clients. Typically, contracts will govern these things: scope of work and deliverables, a general timeline and dates for any necessary milestones, payment amounts and terms, as well as how a contract will be terminated or a dispute will be handled. Okay, so another note on business contracts. There are generally contracts for services and contracts for the sale of goods. So if you are selling services, like marketing, you need a services agreement. And if you are selling goods, like clothing, you need an agreement for the sale of goods. These are two very different contracts with two totally different areas of law, but both are equally important. This last one is a bonus, and if you want to make sure that you are fully legally protected after forming your LLC, you want to make sure that you file a federal trademark application. A federal trademark can be filed with the USPTO, but unlike your EIN, you are going to have to pay a $250 fee just to file the application. The one takeaway that I really want you to have here is that even if you haven't started your business, you should still file for a federal trademark application, and here's why. You can file for what's called an intent to use application. And filing this will protect your logo and your business name from later filers, even if you haven't started a business yet. It essentially acts as a placeholder for your use and protection of your logo. In fact, we had a client who waited to file their federal trademark application, and unfortunately, they lost their spot to use that logo and name because someone else came in and did this exact thing, an intent to use application. They locked in their spot even though they weren't even in business yet. In conclusion, even if you form your LLC, protecting your business does not stop there. You also want to obtain an operating agreement, get an EIN number, get business contracts, and at the least, file an intent to use federal trademark application. Now, I want to thank you for watching this video until the end, and I want to make you a special offer. If you have any questions at all and you want one-on-one guidance from an attorney, please click the first link in the description where you can book a free consultation where I can answer all of your legal questions surrounding your business. Again, this is totally for free, and most attorneys would charge $500 for this. Just make sure that you schedule that free consultation as soon as possible because those spots do fill up pretty quickly. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you got value in this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.